Ooh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the After Effect Podcast Show. I am your host, LeBron Stephen, but you can call me LBZ, L Boogie, Big Brian, B, Ron, LB, Bronny, the choice is yours. Welcome to episode 84. We have a very special guest, TAE alumni, Charles Torwudzo, Senior Coordinator of Football Operations and Sports Performance at USA Football, is back on the show. Charles is really coming to check in on Big Ten football. He's a Purdue alumni. Talk about how his role with U.S. football has developed over the past 2 years since our last conversation on episode 5 during 2020, during the coronavirus pandemic. He's also really close and soon becoming a father, girl dad to be exact. So yeah, just having to check in with Charles, see what he's up to, talk about all of the high school athletes' lives who he's touched, and talk about NIL deals. And yeah, just a quick check in with Charles. So just send him the link, and once he jumps on, we will go in.
The stride at the right time. So my hope is
Hey, good to see you, bro.
And we're back.
And we're back 2 years later.
Yeah, man. 2 years later.
2 years later. Hey, man, I appreciate you carving out the time, man. Man, time has gone so fast. The last time we tapped in, I think you were episode 5. I was just kind of getting this thing started, man. And now, 2 years later, we at 84. We about to drop our merch, man. You know, just continuing to build this thing, man. So I appreciate you kind of supporting from the beginning, man. I was going back through our episode 5, and I remember you told me that you were so excited kind of to see where this goes and to see who joins, man. And so now to be like, I've had Big E, WWE champion of the world.
I saw that, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, some NFL coaches, some Big Ten coaches, some college coaches, man, some like hosts and entrepreneurs. So man, I just appreciate your support from the beginning. And like, I feel like you was a visionary. You kind of saw what I saw. You saw the vision early.
Of course, bro. Hey, first off, congrats, man, for real, because I've been keeping up with what you got going on. I've actually ran into a couple of dudes that you've had on.
Okay.
The world of sports is so small. So I was in Chicago a couple of weeks ago, Noel with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Or I said Chargers, the Rams. I ran into him, and I'm actually going back out to LA next week to link up with him, man, in the Rams.
Okay, yeah. Small world. I met him. I was living out in LA, and I lived out there for a year. I met him. We was doing like the acting thing, so I met him on All American set. And then we just got real cool and just kind of built that relationship. Yeah, just had him on. He had a really powerful story, man. Just kind of how he climbed that ladder, how he got to the position he is now. So yeah, that was a dope one.
Oh, 100%, bro. And hey, real quick, I gotta get it off. I gotta get one of the hats, bro. Hey, when the merch drops,
I got you, man. I'm actually, yes, sir. I'm making an announcement on Thursday. Like the website is live and everything, so I actually send you the link. My siblings, my brother and my sister actually just ordered some stuff today. So yeah, man. Yeah, it took me a while, but I was patient. This was really just a passion project, man. So it wasn't really about any money or listenership or viewership, all that. Just kind of growing in and building the catalog, man. So I appreciate you tapping back in. So first off, we'll start off with college football. Now your alma mater, y'all 2-2 right now. We're 3-1. We come to y'all on November 5th. I saw you just at the game. So what's your prediction on how Purdue would do this season? How would the next eight games go, in your opinion?
Man, that's a fair question, man. So this past weekend we beat FAU.
Okay.
Ended up beating them 28-26. It was homecoming, so I ran into all my guys.
Yeah.
Man, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. We've been pretty inconsistent thus far. To be honest with you, man. I know our starting quarterback was out this past week, but we got a couple more games in front of us. But the Big Ten is tough. You know as well as I do, the Big Ten is the toughest conference, man. So, like, when you got winnable games in front of you, you got to make sure you win the games. Otherwise, you're just going to be up a creek because, you got Wisconsin. You got Iowa where you played at. You got Michigan State.
Ohio State.
Minnesota. PJ Fleck been getting everybody right in Minnesota, too. So, like, man, it's tough to call it right now, but the way we finished up last year, I'm confident. I think we'll get 6 underneath. I think we'll still get bowl eligible.
Right.
But man, conference ain't no joke, bro.
Yeah. Big Ten playing no joke, man. We started off really slow, man. Like just not scoring no points. Like it the games were really hard to watch. Now we just got our first Big Ten win versus Rutgers. I'm actually going to the Ohio State game in Columbus here in a couple of weeks.
Well, here we go.
Hopefully we don't get beat too bad because Ohio State.
And they're different, bro.
Yeah, they always look different. But I can feel 8-4 is maybe 9-3. That's kind of when I feel it. But like you say, it's early on. Big Ten play is just starting. You got to get through those games and limit the injuries and all that kind of stuff. That Big Ten physical play is different, man.
100%, bro. And to that point too, I got to give a shout out to Iowa because right now we took a transfer and, bro, we got to get into the transfer portal stuff, the NIL stuff, because this stuff, first off, since we last talked 2 years ago, has completely changed the game.
Oh man, yes, I had that written down.
Hey, for real, bro, because we got a dude. His name is Charlie Jones from Iowa. He was a receiver at Iowa.
Wide receiver, yeah.
Bro, he's been snapping.
He's been balling,
bro. He's been getting off. Right now in the Big Ten, it says through the first 4 games in the conference or something. Through the first 4 conference games in the Big Ten, like he has the most receptions ever or something like that. Like
yeah, I believe like at Iowa last year, he led the FBS in like special teams yards, like receiving, punt, and kick return. Like he was explosive. And oh man, yes, I had that written down because like it's making me feel old. But can you imagine? Do you remember when we played the loops and bounds you would have to go through if you wanted to transfer? You were automatically sitting out a year. And the coaches sometimes wouldn't sign you off to certain teams. You definitely couldn't transfer to a team in the same conference. Definitely not. So now it's so different. Imagine being able to transfer to Indiana or Ohio State or Michigan. Like,
bro,
like I couldn't even fathom that, bro.
It changes everything. I mean, because think about it. Like a player like you, a player like me. My first offer was from IU. Right. Like, yeah. And then I went to Purdue, obviously, but then I saw how they were utilizing some of the guys in Bloomington. And I was like, okay. And now it's like, if I'm at Purdue and
that's a real option now.
I'm telling you, bro, it's like, boom, you can go and you can play right away, which is crazy. Like,
exactly. Same thing for me, man, because Purdue offered me, and back when we played, Purdue always ran like a 3-4. So they always had like a hybrid guy. And that's kind of what I was. And I always felt like I was underutilized in the Iowa system. I kind of just did it their way to get on the field. But yeah, Purdue had the perfect system. So like, I just couldn't even fathom playing in today's landscape. And another question that I had, because just being able to see all the lives you've impacted from guys that play, in the USA football game and are like top tier athletes, and they go on and they're like All-Americans in college, and then they're first, second round picks in the NFL and become millionaires. Do you feel like the breed of high school athletes has changed compared to us because they're becoming thousandaires? When they're getting recruited, these are real questions. They're asking about NIL deals. They're signing contracts. They're touching 100 to 500K as a college athlete. A lot of these guys are making more money than the coaches. So like, have you seen a difference from the athletes in our generation and the athletes now? Or like, what have you seen just working with them so closely?
Man, to be honest with you, the short answer is yes. Like, you gotta understand, like these athletes nowadays, even as young as, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, like middle school age, I'm getting tagged and stuff on Twitter. I'm getting tagged and stuff on Instagram. And it's just, hey, I'm so-and-so. Look at my new shirt. This is this, blah, blah, blah. And they're already starting their brand at such a young age. I'm like, bro, listen, it's important to build your personal brand, but now more than ever, because the bag is there and there's plenty of money for NIL to go around. Man, some of the crazy, like what's the dude's name? Last name is like DeFrost or something like that. Some dude went to Nebraska, or Dakotas. He had like an air conditioning NIL deal. I'm like, man, people getting crazy creative with this stuff.
Man, they getting dollars. And what I call it like, it's basically like a start your life off fund, right? Because obviously they'll be able to take care of their families and stuff like that. And they have to have good advisory. They have to have accountants. They have to set, business accounts up and stuff like that. But when they graduate, it won't be like, remember how we felt we graduated and we went the arena football route and we trying to figure life out and we broke and we got to go get a job, we got to pay bills. Now, when these guys graduate, it's not as much pressure to make it to the league because they have a start your life fund. They already have money kind of sitting and already hopefully starting to already make money. So I'm so just happy for this generation. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I wish I touched at least a year of that.
100%, bro. Hey, I echo everything that you just said because, I'm excited to see these dudes, these young men and women, because believe me, NIL is just as lucrative on the women's side, whether it's, football, or I say football, volleyball, basketball, whatever. Yeah. Man, like, I'm just preaching, get the bag, make sure you keep your personal brand clean, do the right things. Yes. But man, like, I'm geeked up for these kids. But to your point, bro, man, my personal brand would have been a whole different vibe. I already know would have had the bag if we would have had NIL back in the day.
Man, bro, you already know. But like you say, man, I'm just so happy to see how college football has developed and will continue. I saw like maybe a couple of months ago that you've been working with like more female athletes and flag football and stuff like that. So 2 years ago, you were senior coordinator of football operations, but I think you've added sports performance or high performance in that role. So just kind of speak to how that role has changed, and what other athletes do you work with now?
Yeah, bro, that's great. So as far as the title, so I'm senior coordinator of football operations and high performance. I'm working with a lot of player engagement now, player personnel management, that type of stuff. That'd probably be the next step that I take into my career. But man, it's been wild. Like, I've been kind of evolving with the game, right? And no different than life. You got to continue to evolve or you're going to die. So right now, man, with us being a national governing body of the sport at USA Football, the biggest thing that we're focusing on is the 2028 Olympics in LA. Okay. So we continue to push flag. We got 5-on-5 formats with men and with women. Nice. So I'm working with a lot more girls now. And what you'll notice too is the NFL has this crazy big initiative that's pushing and continuing to get more females, young women specifically, involved in the game through flag football. So actually, when I'm going out to LA in a couple of weeks, we at SoFi, and it's going to be a jersey reveal with the Rams and with the Chargers, with like 16 different teams out there in the LA underserved communities and stuff like that. So it'll be dope, man. I'm excited about that. But to your point, it continues to evolve, man. And what you'll notice is some of these girls, man, nice. They are nice. Like, so we went to the World Games, I think about 8 weeks ago at this point. I was in Birmingham, Alabama. And you just start to notice. So our women's team, we actually ended up losing to Mexico at the World Games. Okay. Our women's adult team. And you're like, how are we so far? How are we losing to this team? Right. And it's because the way that the game has continued to grow on a global scale in Mexico and in Italy and in, Austria and all these different places around the world, bro, they're playing the game. They're playing it at a high level at that. At a high level. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely been different to navigate the space on the female side, but I love it, man. Cause I'm about to have a baby girl. So I'm hands-on. I'm hands-on on that side. I'm like, okay.
Getting that experience.
Exactly. I'm learning the ins and outs of the female side. Cause obviously, we grew up in tackle. So man, the flag thing, it's opened my eyes to a whole different situation. Don't get me wrong. I still love tackle more than anything else, but
of course,
the flag side of things is big. As with the Pro Bowl, as the Pro Bowl is continuing, which was a
that's major. That's major. I could kind of feel that happening because people were just getting tired of watching. It wasn't real tackling. It wasn't real football. Right. So, I mean, I think it's good. I think it would be good for the game because it's certain competitions that people actually want to see, like throwing competitions and things like that with Pro Bowl. And then at the same time, you keep guys healthy. You know what I mean? And like you said, you promote the game of flag football and different genres and different, male, female. So I think it's a good move.
Of course, it's really a two-pronged situation, right? Like you look back at the throwback videos of like a Mike Vick or like a Brett Favre or like a Dante Culpepper, whoever it is, launching the ball. It's like everybody wants to see who can throw the ball the longest.
Exactly,
that's a great play.
Exactly.
On the other side of it too, you add a flag game to it, and it gets a little bit more personal. That's one thing I think about the game as well.
Exactly.
Like me growing up, I idolized Kobe Bryant, and you get to see his face, so it's a little bit more personal. Now you go to the Pro Bowl and you're able to see these athletes with their helmets off. It's a little bit more personal. It's a faster game sometimes too, again, depending on what type of format that they play. Man, I'm excited about it, but I think it's a great move. I really do.
Yeah.
Game.
Oh yeah. Same. Yeah, that was actually one of the questions I had. With fatherhood forthcoming, and like you said, soon to be a girl dad, man. Like what's the feels? Because a lot of my college buddies already have kids, and I need a couple more years, but so what's the feels for you right now, man? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Like, just kind of, because I know your mind just stay running about the future when she gets here, and then like what you want to instill in her, and just the day to day. I hear you really don't sleep for like that first year. You know what I mean? So like just what's your present feel right now as that time the present for you?
Bro, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like when we first found out, like, don't get me wrong, me and my wife been together for a year and some change now, married, but we've been together for 7, almost 8 years.
Right.
And we were intentionally trying to get married. But even though that's the case, when we finally looked at it and it said pregnant, I was terrified, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I was excited, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, like I'm fully responsible for this life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't ask to be here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to make sure I do everything right. I got to make sure I'm stacking it up for us, saving up money.
Of course.
You know, we just bought a house.
Yeah. Congrats on that.
I appreciate it. So we're nesting right now, man. It's a lot of different emotions.
It's all happening. Yeah.
Man, it happens like that too. And we're about 8 months along.
Okay. So man, soon.
We're getting there. It's
soon.
November. It's November.
Okay.
It's November 25th.
Okay. Oh wow, that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Like the day after Thanksgiving. So we're right there. And it's actually Purdue and IU played at the bucket game like the day after, the day before.
Oh wow. Okay. Having fall, baby.
Exactly. Bro. She'll be the Scorpio, but it's a lot of emotions. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. It seems like so many like mixed emotions, just like you said, making sure you have a nice amount of savings and the fund put up, and then, you know, getting a house and making sure you have room and decorating that, and, you know, just having that plan of how you want to move through fatherhood, and still just your job, your wife, your health, your mental health, getting sleep, like, you know what I mean? It seems like a lot. It seems like something you just gotta really just keep open, keep an open mind, and just kind of take it day to day. But obviously have like a plan, you know, have a plan in place. But it's also good to like have a partner, and, you know, you all do it together. So
of course, bro. And that's the other thing too, is like, you know, there's no real like line by line book on how to do this. You know what I'm saying? So like, people are always telling you different stuff. So yeah, no, man, we're excited, but at the same time, bro, it's a lot of nerves that go into it too, because you're just like, I want to make sure I do this the right way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Well, hey, best of luck, man. I know you're gonna kill it, bro. I know you're gonna kill it.
I appreciate.
So yeah, I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. I got 2 more questions. Like your development in your role, man. Like I remember when you first started years and years ago, and just the ladder you climbed to kind of like where you are now. It's kind of like a 2-part question. Have you ever just stopped? You do so much traveling. Have you ever just stopped and like just took it all in? Because I remember sitting in your Cadillac, like I think we met like 2 or 3 times, sitting in your Cadillac and just connecting on just the football grind, like, man, like talking about us, you know, not going undrafted, and then how we got to where we were, still trying to play and still trying to get it. And to remember that time on how we connected to where you are now is like, have you ever just kind of just took it all in and just took a deep breath, like, wow, this is amazing. And then the second part of the question is, where do you see yourself in a couple years? Because like you said, you already kind of know what role you're going to move into next. So do you want to stay with USA football? I mean, I'm sure at some point you're going to become somewhat of like a hot commodity. You know what I mean? So like are you looking at other companies, or like just answer those kind of too. You can remember though.
Well, that's good. No, I mean, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, to your point, first off, and I know I said this at the end of the interview last time, but you've continued to evolve, and like having men like you around me, or people like you around me, that I'm like, okay, like it's okay. It's good to step out and do other different types of things. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like slowing down and stopping, man, I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing that a lot more lately. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that my life and mine and my wife's, our lives are about to change forever, like with this little baby girl.
Yeah. Being more present.
Being more present, and stopping and being like, bro, me and Bron literally were staying at a hotel, like trying to make, you know what I mean? Trying to make things happen through the arena league.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward and it's like, I won gold medals. I've done, you know, this, that. And it's just like,
yes, sir.
Bro, I would have never pictured myself being where I'm at today, taking the path that I had taken at the time. So it's just like, man, if I got any piece of advice for anybody that's watching this, like, just trust you. Like, find out what it is that you really like to do, pour yourself all the way into that, and push yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to expand. But man, the journey has been crazy. Like the journey has been absolutely crazy.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure to see.
Well, I forgot the second part of the question. What was
and the second part was, where do you see yourself, in a couple of years? Like what's next as your roles, continue to expand?
Yeah, man, that's a good one too. So I'm not gonna lie. USA football has done a tremendous job of playing to a lot of my strengths and allowing me to do things that I feel, I'm good at, and they feel that I'm good at, things that I can accomplish. But as far as what's next for me, man, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to be able to have something that I like to do that I can call my own. You know what I'm saying? Like you have your After Effect right here, and you, man, you've been crushing it. Like the people that you've been able to have on here have been and nothing short of incredible. The stories that you've been able to capture on this,
yes, sir.
I mean, bar none. But I feel like for me personally, it's like I'm here where I'm from still. I want to be able to touch the community. I want to be able to have something that has my own personal name on it, because I have put in a lot of time to this game. And to be honest with you, that may be something that, maybe in the near future at some point is kind of being able to branch out. Still do what I love with USA football.
Exactly.
But also have something else that I get to completely call my own and own on the complete other side of things, man. That would really be, the perfect kind of the perfect storm for me, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. So like an annual camp or a mentorship program. I mean, it's 2022. Right. Sky's the limit. You know what I mean?
For real.
No idea is a bad idea. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah. That's dope, man. So lastly, last time, 2 years ago, you said that your after effect or lessons that you learned were, that everybody was replaceable and to always put yourself first or nobody will. Secondly, you said, continue to evolve in life. And third, you said that the transition into the real world is uncomfortable, especially for athletes. And I could totally agree and attest to all that. In these last 2 years, do you feel like any other lessons have come, or would you add anything to that, especially as you are about to walk in fatherhood and kind of maybe you potentially see the world different through all your travels and through all the athletes you've impacted over the past, I want to say 25 months?
Man, dang, that's a fully loaded question right there, bro. You know with the heat today.
Coming with the heat.
Oh man, so I would say, to be honest, man, that first one to me still is something that I still live by, and I think about that regularly. Is everybody is replaceable, no matter who you are. Like if Joe Biden is no longer the president, guess what? There's going to be a new president someday, whoever that is, right? Like no matter if you're the CEO or the VP, a chief of finance, whatever, whoever you are, wherever you are.
Exactly.
You probably not the first, and you probably won't be the last person to do whatever that is. So you have to continue to put yourself first. I live by that, and I think that that's something that a lot of people will lose sight of. They always want to say, work, put this and put that first. Yes, grind. Don't get it twisted. Definitely grind, but at the same time, understand you still have to put yourself first.
Right.
But man, as far as new stuff that I've learned, man, there's been a million different things. Like. Shoot, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you, bro. Like things have changed so rapidly.
Yeah.
Then it's important to understand, like, run your own race. I think that's probably one of the best things that I would want to add to that list is run your own race, because you'll see other people that are in your same class that are doing way worse than you.
Right, and you tend to compare.
So you tend to compare. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll see people in your same class that are making $1 million, you know what I'm saying? We're the same age. They multi-millionaires at this point. You're like, okay. So understand, you got your own race. Like you got to where you are upon your own skill set, and trust yourself, man. Like stay laser focused, locked in. There's this what was it? It was like a video. It might have been probably 2-3 years old at this point, but Michael Phelps was in his lane. He was swimming, and the dude in the lane next to him kept looking over. They were neck and neck. He kept looking, and the dude ended up losing because he kept looking over into Phelps's lane.
Right.
You just run your own race, and trust yourself.
Yes, sir.
Just do you and just go. Worry about that. Don't even worry about that stuff, because like little things in life. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to buy a house. You're supposed to have this much money in your 401k. You're supposed to do. It's like.
That, especially at the age we're at now, like pushing mid-30s, it's like that. Those are the conversations. Like, okay, what do you do? How much? Yeah, I mean, do you have any investments? Do you have a house? I mean, it's all the same. Like you say, 401k. It's all the kind of the same language. So that's man, I can attest to that. I've heavily learned that too, man. to run your own race, to follow your heart in a sense where like do what brings you joy. Like for me, I always alluded to like do what makes your heart smile. You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
so even if you got to do it on the side or do it just when you have time, because bills still have to be paid, man. But yeah, I love those extra lessons that you learn. And I'm sure lessons are gonna continue, especially when your little girl comes and you'll be living through her and all that, man. So
of course, I gotta drop one more thing on you before we go too. So I was watching, what was it? It was either I Am Athlete or it actually may have been The Shop. It might have been LeBron's. It might have been The Shop. Mm-hmm. Kyrie Irving said, "I try to be genreless," as in he has hands on everything. It's like he's an octopus. He wants to touch. He wants to touch a little bit of everything. Like he don't want to be boxed into just being a basketball player, to just being a hooper. Right. Like I'm a full-blown, well-rounded person. So like be genreless and run your own race, man. Those are my two things for sure.
I love that. Be genreless. But yeah, like, and us being athletes, like you say, man, like we've always been put in a box, always. Like, and you can only do this. And how dare you try this or how dare you try that? So I love that Kyrie is like woke like that. A lot of people, people in the media gonna say what they want. They're gonna put their jokes out there. They're gonna say he this, he that, he doing too much, he just need to hoop. But that's the problem. They only see us as athletes. And every time we try to do something different or touch something different, it's almost like we can't do it or we're not worthy of even trying. So
100%, bro. 100%.
But yeah, bro, man, that's all I had. I appreciate you. You tapping back in with me again. That support from the beginning, bro. I can't tell you enough how much that has helped me to just keep going and to keep, just following my passion, man. So yeah, again, I appreciate the support. Have a good fall. I hope you all go 9-3 because you're gonna have to lose to us. You're gonna have to lose to us. and man, best of luck. When your daughter finally gets here, man. I hope you all stay safe because the COVID is still a real thing. Still wearing masks at work and all that. Even when we talked 25 months ago, I mean, it's still a thing, man. So the world has changed so much. So again, I just appreciate you being solid. Like I say, man, all these successes that we touching, man, those times in that Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that you remember, that connectivity, that's what you remember through this whole journey, man. So again, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you. One last thing, I'm gonna say this. We gotta get this on video. We gotta get the jersey bet going right now. Purdue, Iowa, loser gotta wear the jersey.
Hey, I'm with it. It's on wax. It's being recorded November 5th. Whoever loses got to wear the jersey, and then the other person can like just toss them a transcript. So I'd say I'll give you a transcript of a couple of sentences you got to say. Iowa is the best team in the Big Ten, and we lost. A little transcript with the jersey on.
100%. I'm all in. You ain't got to worry about it because we're gonna get that dub. But
we're at Purdue too, and it's gonna be in November. So yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Let's go. I like my odds.
Oh yeah. All right, bro. It was good talking to you, man. Stay blessed, stay safe, man, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
Always, brother. Hey, stay up. Good to catch up, bro. Always.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Take it easy.
You too, bro.
So yeah, guys, I thought that was a powerful episode 84 with Charles. Man, we've been in a relationship in 2016. We both played for the Iowa Barnstormers. He was balling and playing well. Then he ended up getting released. And then from there, he ended up starting with USA football and has just kind of worked his way up, climbing that ladder for the past 6 going on 7 years. And now he's a senior coordinator over football operations and high performance. And if you listen to this whole episode, you can tell just all the great and dope things he's done. And yeah, fatherhood forthcoming. So super just happy for him. Glad he was able to carve out some time to tap in with us on the show due to just his busy schedule traveling so much. So if you listen to this entire episode on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. Please rate us. As you know, listenership is one of the ways that we make money. If you've watched this on YouTube, please leave a comment, please leave a question, and subscribe to LeBron Daniel TV. Merch. As you can see, I got the gray colorway t-shirt on, left breastplate. We got my production company on the sleeve. I got the Pokemon snapback hat on for you guys. Visit theaftereffectshow.com to get you one. We have a limited number of snapbacks, but we have a nice and good amount of t-shirts, gray and black. So again, visit theaftereffectshow.com. Purchase yours. Shipping will be in 2 or 3 business days. And yeah, till the next time, peace. Subscribe to LeBron Daniel TV, but you already knew that, where we dig deep and find our hustle in every single day, we are better than yesterday. Subscribe.